Hello, it's October 2023, and this video is inspired by all the hype and concern about bugs being an alternative meat source. And so many people are harping on that. And I'm just going to segue for a moment. No one today is concerned about human meat being part of the food supply, because cannibalism, as I've proven many times, is out in the open. And there's even scientists replicating human flesh, but saying it's not cannibalism because there's no body attached to it. There's also a Japanese scientist who can extract protein and other nutrients from human poo. I heard about that, 10, 15 years ago. Talked about it back then. No one's concerned about these things, just bug meat. Because bug meat is being hyped in mainstream media as well as alternative media. I'll let you in a little secret. And many of you, some of you, I don't know, may not know, back in the 70s and 80s, there was talk about worm being used as an alternative meat source. Yes, worms. And that was the fear and the craze back then. And so many restaurants, there's one in particular, a fast food chain, biggest one known, they're everywhere, probably even on some remote island in the middle of the Pacific, who knows. And I remember in the early 80s, all over the place, and everyone was worried, and I was worried. I was young, that there was worm meat in the burgers. And actually, I remember that actually in the 70s. And it seems like every so often there's something new that they're going to push on people to start worrying about. Where's the beef, right? You know, that old commercial. And I really don't understand why people are so concerned about bug meat. Now, I just want to stop here for a second. I don't want to be eating bug meat. Yes, you can eat bugs in a survival situation if there's nothing else. Is it recommended? Whatever. It keeps you alive until you can get saved or better meat comes, whatever. But I digress. It's not something that you want to have as a staple. And I'm going to segue again for a moment. We have a lot of people talking about tofu, and you know, in certain parts of the Orient, oh yeah, people eat tofu all the time, but there are plenty of interviews of people, the peasants there, the commoners, who eat it, and they would rather not eat it. They only eat it because they're poor. And when they have the opportunity to eat meat, they definitely eat meat and vegetables, but they eat this tofu. And people who are all for tofu here are like, well, they eat it, it's part of their culture. Well, it's not really part of their culture, it's poor people food. And it's not that healthy for you. It's really just a filler. But anyway, I digress. Today, they're really hyping on bugs. And actually, I remember, was it the 90s, they were talking about crickets. I don't know if they're talking about crickets now, but I just know they're talking about bugs, different kinds of bugs and stuff like that. The whole point is there's always something. There's a plethora of different things that they're trying to make people worry and scared about. 20, 30 years ago, it was worms. Now it's bugs. And I'm just going to finish up by saying that, and I've done videos about this, there's no food shortage. None whatsoever. It's a myth. Every day, multiple transport trucks fully loaded with perfectly good food from meats, dairies, vegetables, you name it, are going to the dump and being dumped in the dump every day from grocery distributors. So all your grocery stores and everything, they go to grocery distributors, they buy the products, goes on the shelf type of thing. But if there's a skid damaged, perfect, the food's fine, goes to the dump. And that leads into why I would never donate to food banks. There's no food scarcity. It's a lie. It's all fear mongering. Anyway, I just wanted to give you some things to think about. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Listen to this and write it down if you can't remember it. You're never going to outgrow warfare. You simply must learn to fight. I hear people saying to me, oh, when is it going to get easier? When you die.